the spirit of 1776. Mr. Spirit of 1776, thank you for coming back.
Well, my good man, thank you for having me. Now, I'd like to keep this portion a bit shorter than the previous because we're going to run out of time. I need to get back to my quarters and change my attire for our supper coming up this evening.
Well, sir, that's quite all right. Let me just, I'll give you over the microphone. You just take over and continue with what you were saying.
Thank you, my good. So, you have this enemy construct in America, using your educational system and your weak spots against you. I mentioned the educational system, and that's K through PhD. They've infiltrated, the Marxist leftist feminists have infiltrated your entire educational system from kindergarten all the way through the PhD program. Not only that, back in the day when Stalin and Mao were considering how to undermine America because they could never compete with America, so they had to hamstring America, diminish America, to try to overrun and infiltrate, engulf, and try to overtake America. That was their hope. They hoped it would be in their own time, but they might end up being right just past their hope timeline. And so what you have today is other weak spots that were invaded. It wasn't just your educational system, it was your bureaucracies. Your bureaucracies have been overrun by Marxist leftist feminists. That would include everything from the Department of Justice, the FBI, CIA, NSA, ATF, OSHA, EPA. All these agencies have been infiltrated by Marxist leftist feminists. They are actually working. Don't forget about the IRS. Remember that?
Yes, we do. Lois Lerner. She's never paid the price. And what about that other kind of weird-shaped head with the guy with the bug eyes that was in the IRS?
Yes. They've never been held accountable for what they did. But they were caught red-handed fighting against the interests of we the people, against your Constitution. Folks, if you were closer to your liberty, as the founders were, there would be hell to pay today. This, what you call the deep state, doesn't fear you as it should fear you. Because it's not connected to your founding principles. It does not revere the Constitution and your Bill of Rights. And it sees itself above you. And that's a problem. See, this enemy it's already infiltrated America and Western culture. And now it's trying to keep you stymied and silent. So, having infiltrated, it seeks to engulf you. It seeks to engulf you, and it hopes that you stand still, and that you placate it, and that you act fearful, and you act ashamed of your stance, and you act ashamed of your America, first principles and liberty, and your God-given free will. It hopes that you freeze. It hopes that you men act effeminately. It hopes that you women are confused about who you are and about your womanhood and where you stand before God. Marxist leftist feminism is seeking to engulf you and seeking to outflank you so that it will be able to outvote you and yours. Don't you understand? It's seeking to dilute you. This is why it's all for open borders, border crosses, illegal immigration, and for an influx of refugees. Anybody that does not believe in founding principles of America and liberty and your God-given free will, it wants to go to have come into America so that they can help outvote you and yours. Sir, that's scary and troubling. Well, my good man, you should be scared and you should be troubled. See, this is something that those you call the never-Trumpers around you don't see. You see, math and science are in play. And entropy, the measure of disorder in the system, in your society, is sky high. And it gets to the point where, folks, listen, nobody likes anger and violence and having to stand up against a neighbor. But at some point, if you believe in America and liberty and founding principles and your God-given free will, you're going to have to fight for what you believe in. But see, you're being outflanked. Marxist leftist feminism is trying, at the same time, you're trying to hold the rule book together and hold society together and be the glue for society. Marxist leftist feminism is pumping out a new harvest of useful idiots. Every time they graduate children from elementary school, middle school, and high school, and through college, you need to picture what's actually going on. They're graduating a new harvest of useful idiots for their Marxist leftist feminism. Wow, sir, that is powerful, what you just said. That puts things in perspective. So it's almost like we're at a greater and greater disadvantage the more time passes us by. My good man, you hit the nail on the head. I'm not sure what was sexy about that. Well, sir, sometimes when you have a great truth and hit it on the head, truth is sexy. Well, my good man, that is true, and thank you. But that's exactly right. See, leftism, Marxist leftist feminism, and the Democratic Party, which is the home of the enemy construct, the more time it can get you to go along and compromise with what it's doing, the more advantage it has, because all the while, it's mind screwing your children and your grandchildren K through PhD. And every graduation is nothing more than a harvest of more and more useful idiots. And if they can couple the harvest of useful idiots to illegal immigration and run amok influx of refugees, then the time is short to where you and yours, those that believe in first principles, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and their God-given free will, their time is short. You're running out of time. And this is something that your never-Trumpers don't understand. You're at the precipice. The entropy is so high that the only way to correct it, sadly, I fear, is through something very, very drastic that nobody wants to even comprehend. It becomes so ugly. But the sad thing is the true thing. America has had to contemplate ugly things in her history. The founding of it, the rectification of slavery, the world wars and other skirmishes and battles that America's had to fight to maintain her liberty and her first principles and its people's God-given free will. And you have an enemy that's within. You need to look at it this way. There was a time that America, at gunpoint, fought enemy constructs outside of America to keep it from infiltrating America. And now you have that enemy within America. It becomes very difficult to point at it, let alone rid yourself of it, without something very, very, very drastic being necessary. Well, sir, I'm speechless because I understand what you're alluding to, but I dare not say it. It's so scary and so inflammatory, but I understand. We are soapbox people at RoadPros.com. We believe in the spoken, depicted, and verbalized word, and it's very difficult to talk about things that are typically left to the warrior that defends America. And I never to even contemplate it. It's so scary. Well, my good man, I think you understand what I'm talking about. But let me verbalize it. I understand what you're saying, that you're soapbox people and you would never, never encourage any American to take against other Americans. But let me say this truth, and maybe there's hope for America. If there's enough patriots, enough lovers of liberty, enough lovers of first principles, and that God-given free will, maybe what I'm about to say will help focus folks, and maybe even bring across the aisle from the enemy construct those that are confused and don't understand exactly what the Democrat Party and Marxist leftist feminism truly means or is about or what they entail for America. Maybe there's some hope for those folks that are on the border, on the fence. What we're saying is America was never promised but one revolution. America was never promised but one civil war. That's a sad truth. But in order to save your nation, maybe the most effective way of doing so is to contemplate the demise of your nation, or the extreme efforts that would have to be undertaken to rid yourself of the enemy within. And make no mistakes about it, folks. That potentiality is very, very scary, but may become very, very necessary. Sir, I don't even know what to say about that. That's exactly right. My brain is just snapped. Because the realization of what we're facing has finally hit me. Many of us thought that a lot of the squabbling that was going on was just a difference of opinion from this 50% of the population and that 50% of the population. But what you've explained to us has registered with me. This is not a battle between 50% and 50%. Leftism is not 50% correct. The whole system has been so degraded that now those that stand in protection of America and first principles, that stand in protection for standards and freedom and liberty, the system has been so skewed left that that's why everything the right stands for is called an extreme by leftism, because leftism has relegated common sense, basic principles as an evil to its belief system. Because tyranny cannot allow for anything that's committed to truth, first principles, liberty, God, or your God-given free will. So this is not a teeter-totter that's sitting in level position. It's a teeter-totter that's setting on the left. And those of us on the right are trying to push that teeter-totter down to make a level playing field. And leftism is fighting us in every way. That's why every one of our efforts is called racism or genderism or preferenceism, is because they cannot afford for us to push that thing down level. Because if it were level and people could see what leftism was doing and what leftism is stealing from we the people would rile up and extirpate leftism, Marxist leftist feminism, from its midst. My good sir, you're nearly onto it. You're nearly there. What you are trying to say is that the system has been so degraded that everything that is normal sits within the realm of the right, conservatism. Everything else is leftism and has always been considered abnormal. It was never a normality in society. Leftism could never hope to talk patriots and lovers of liberty and first principles and God-given free will. Marxist leftist feminism could never hope to talk them out of their liberty and their freedom and their God-given free will. So Marxist leftist feminism had to do something. And this is what Stalin and Mao set in motion. They set out to create more and more dysfunction, to set out and create organizations and staffs that would help that abnormality, that dysfunction network, help that network with other dysfunctions, and create a population that is basically the coven, the coalition of dysfunction, the coalition of evil, anger, bitterness, everything that's opposite of love, peace, joy, hope, and happiness, and to also market this whole idea of this new racism and genderism and preferenceism that Marxist leftist feminism has created. Because they're trying to grow its roster, folks. They're trying to add adherents to their cause. This is why they don't dare to let K through PhD educational system teach about liberty and first principles and your God-given free will. They don't dare to let it teach about the true, lovely, elegant awesomeness of your founding fathers and the gift they gave to you that went beyond who they were in their own time. They don't dare talk about the beautiful, nearly perfected business plan of the United States of America, its Constitution and its Bill of Rights. Because if they did teach that, if they allowed it to be taught in the school educational system K through PhD, it would be campaigning against its own self. It would add to conservatism and God-fearing liberty lovers. And this is the ugly conspiracy to subvert that's been going on in America. Marxist leftist feminism, the Democrat Party, is truly an evil and is the greatest enemy. Yes, today it is the greatest enemy that America faces. Sir, I'm stunned. Sir, can this be true? Can this evil exist? Have our eyes and blinders? Has the veil of deception been lifted by your words, sir? My good man, I hope so. It's the only hope for America. Here's another thing that I want to quickly say. The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and what the Founding Fathers gave you that went beyond who they were in their own lives and their own time. They were fallible men. They knew the fallibility of themselves, their own lives, and their time. But they gave you a blessing with the Declaration, Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. A gift for the future to allow for a more perfect union as you become a more perfected people. America did not invent sin and did not create the sin. Take a playground of children, disconnected from any country you know, disconnected from any ideology. But evil exists because they are humans, and they have a tendency towards evil and great harm. You plop a business plan in the center of those children. It's a perfected business plan, the most perfect business plan you know. That business plan is not unlike the Declaration, Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. Now, as those children start to implement that business plan, they become a more and more perfected people, creating a more and more perfected country, or community, or tribe, whatever you would like to call it, a village. Now, can one look back in time and blame the business plan for the evil practices of some of its adherents, some of its civilians? Well, they could, but it would be evil to say that. America did not invent the sin of slavery. America did not invent the sin that leftism uses against her. It found a way past it, through it, to eliminate it, as it perfected its view of first principles, liberty, and your God-given free will. But leftism would have you see it otherwise. But what you need to see is that leftism is actually the entity and ideology. Marxist leftist feminism is preaching racism, genderism, and preferencism. It has become the Democratic Party of 1860. It's the party, it sounds just like it did in 1860. It has become that which it said decades ago that it hated. It doesn't want colorblind societies. It wants to focus on them. And in fact, it calls diversity the opposite of what diversity is. Leftism is creating anarchy. True diversity is e pluribus unum, from many becoming one. That's the last thing Marxist leftist feminism wants. It wants many to stay many, to degrade America from within and complete its task of infiltrating, engulfing, and undermining America. It is your enemy. You cannot make do with it. You cannot make an accord with it. You cannot make a contract with it. You cannot compromise with it. America must extirpate Marxist leftist feminism in order to survive. That ideology, Marxist leftist feminism, must be rebuked, ridiculed, rejected, and relegated to where it belongs. In the shadows of its gated encampment, the shadowy mind of its own. It must be extirpated from America and from Western culture in order for you all to survive. Sir, we are stunned. Sir, much to think about. God bless you. God bless America.